Welcome back to Ask Rad Rat, where I answer all of your questions about skateboarding and skateboarding related topics. I do a lot more than just this on my channel, so check out some of my other things as well. All right, so the first question I have today is from AgoPD, who actually asked this on Twitter. Thank you for that. What are your thoughts on international skate scenes like French, Brazilian, South African, etc.? So I do have some stories about the first two, at least. I remember one of the most interesting things back in the early 2000s, any competition you saw, like park skating, the top three places were always Brazilian names. And you'd never see them outside of contests. You never saw them in video parts and doing all that other kind of stuff. And I remember Bob Burnquist talking about it. And he said that in Brazil, they would get skate videos from the US, and they thought all that stuff they were watching was first try. You know, like they just went out and filmed it in an afternoon, not in a year, right? So they kind of got to a point where they could almost match that. And they thought, you know, I'm not that good compared to these guys, but I'm gonna give it a try. Came to America and realized that no one was consistent, at least at that high level stuff. And so it just started destroying the contest circuit. And I thought that was so interesting. Like that was the way that their skate culture developed, that it was more about being consistent rather than just trying to film something that looked good on video and then never doing it again. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the French scene, I have a little more experience with this. So if you saw my video about does Chris Haslam cheat at laser flips, I talked about a guy named Aymeric Nokus, and used to talk to him a lot, and I used to get involved in his French forum he had. So he lives in France. There's a lot of French skaters that got together online, and I spoke French decently. I could read it. I couldn't really write all that well, but I would go there and just see the kind of stuff that these guys were up to. And they were doing every kind of flip trick you've ever seen in the world. They were inventing new stuff all the time. A lot of people think it's too late to invent stuff. Everything's been done. It hasn't. Those guys have been inventing stuff. Like I've seen dozens of new tricks I've never seen anywhere else. To a point where they were just using the Greek alphabet to name stuff. So, you know, you can't think of a trick, that's a theta flip, that's a sigma flip, that's whatever, this, and this, because there was so much new stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool too, because that's different from what you see here, different from this country or that country. And I know it's a small subset of the French scene, but you know, just to see that there's different perspectives going on and the different things that they would do. And I think that's really cool, and it helps push skateboarding forward when everyone's doing their own different thing, and you can see the results of it in the future. So that's it for that one. Next one is from 35-year-old skater living life skate everything, longest username in the world, who asks, will finding different ways to flip your board around ever die down? There's so much more than landing a 1080 triple inward dolphin flip every 600 tries. Are skaters missing out because of these preconceived notions? I think that anyone can do different things in skateboarding and enjoy it. So for me, one of the things I really like to do in freestyle in particular was when you're on the side of the board, the rail, you can make the board do a 3/4 flip and land back on the grip. And yet there's probably like 20 different ways to do that. So you can just kind of pop it down and make it flip itself. You can pop it up and then flick it like a kick flip. You can do it like toward the wheels instead of toward the deck. You can do it by swinging your foot back and kicking it and like doing an underflip. You can do like finger flip out. There's a million different ways to do one single flip. And to me, I thought it was always interesting to kind of find all these different ways and just really push it and try to see what I can do and what's possible, what feels right and where I can take it and how I can lead this into the next thing. So for street, it's a little bit different, you know, but like I talked about with those French skaters, there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done yet. And if you are the guy who really wants to be the first to invent that and just push these crazy new things, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And I think maybe you're missing out. Sure, you should try everything. I think you should skate vert. You should go to a concrete skate park and ride around in bowls. You should do all kinds of different things and just kind of make sure you have found your real calling in skateboarding, I guess. But there's a lot of people who truly enjoy just trying to do one flip trick until they get it. And I think that's important because maybe you did it once and it was sketchy and you'll never be able to land it again, but someone else might see that and they'll build off of that, or maybe they're going to get it consistent and they're going to do it out of spot and they're going to do this and that. So I think finding all these different ways to flip your board, maybe it seems like a waste of time from some people's perspective, but there's no wrong way to skate. You can do whatever you want, and I think that it's cool, and I think it's a lot of fun, personally. So that's it for this time. I'd like to hear your comments on these topics below. Also add your questions for next time, either below in the comments or on Instagram or Twitter. I have links to those in the description. Thank you for checking out the video. Here are some more recent ones that you might want to watch. And also subscribe by tapping my logo on the screen. Thank you for watching.